What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to another episode of the After Party. This is for night number 2 of Charlotte 2025. And wow, man. Wow. What a fucking night, Will.
Yeah, what a day of Halo, man. History being made again.
Multiple times over.
Yeah. I know you love those storylines, so.
And oh boy, do we have a lot of them today.
Yeah.
A lot of them. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. Hope everyone's having a great fucking night. Again, this is night number 2 of the After Party for HCS Charlotte, where we're going to break down all the things that happened. We're going to talk about the ending of pool play. We're going to talk about Champ Bracket. We'll talk about the LCQs. We'll talk about the teams that have qualified for Worlds. They have all been solidified. So they're all ready to go. And we'll talk about them. So, history was made multiple times over today. And will our predictions be damned? This was just fucking insane. And it started. It all started with the first match of the fucking day. That's how all of this kicked off. That is how this crazy day of history making, it started with the first match of the fucking day. So, real quick, Datsun, thank you so much for the follow. Welcome to the After Party. To everybody that is tuning in live, thank you so much for joining us. Hope you're having a great night. Welcome, welcome. And for those who are unable to join us live, do not worry because this is being recorded. This will be put on YouTube tonight, as a matter of fact. And the audio version will go on your favorite audio podcast service tonight as well. So do not worry. Day ones are already available, so you can go ahead and check that out if you haven't already. And the other thing, too, is I said it in the brief moment we were live earlier that thank you all so much for 1,000 subs over on YouTube. So it's really fucking cool.
Yeah, it's awesome. Shout out to the community.
Shout out. History was made. Top 4, still top 4, though. You know, Doodery-Doo, still a great name. Yeah. Sometimes it's just how the cookie crumbles. Maybe it wasn't necessarily where we expected these teams to be. Maybe Shopify, yes. But the top 4 is still the top 4. But who knows if Worlds may shake things up. We'll have to wait and see there. We have some shit to talk about. So, want to bring up the graphic here for pool play results, as a matter of fact. Let's kick things off with some pool play results here. In Pool A, Will, something I wasn't necessarily expecting to have happen based off what we talked about last night. But the LATAM boys did it.
Yeah. We both expected Complexity to hold their own. And they fell short today. They really fell short. I just don't know what to feel about this team at this point.
You can just join my side, Will, where there's no expectations.
You know, that might be the route to go, because then things like this won't be a shocker anymore.
Are you ready? Rice, that was for you.
Yeah. There you go, Rice.
Hey, Rice, you want another one? Are you ready?
Give him one more.
Khaled! Are you ready? Another one! Are you ready? Another one! Are you ready? Another one! Are you ready? Another one!
Why does this not surprise me?
Remember our April Fool's episode? For those who have not seen it, you should go take a trip down memory lane. Because if you want to hear that soundbite over and over and over again for basically an hour straight, that's for you. Oh, don't worry, Rice. We're going to get to you guys. Do not worry. Do not worry. But yeah, Akave did it. They send Complexity home packing. And the series, it was a close series. It was 3-2 going by way of Akave, but You know, a win's a fucking win, and they didn't fucking win. So, complexity, God. You guys got to figure some shit out. Like, this is oofta doofta shit. So, best of luck at Worlds. They did qualify.
They did.
Yep, they did qualify based off points. So, they'll be there. But, it's not bode well for the boys over there. Talking about another team, Will, that it's not boding well. But they also qualified for Worlds based off of points. We have Omit over in Pool B. Because not only did beat Omit, like we were kind of thinking would be their opportunity, right?
Yeah.
This was going to be, we talked about it last night. We thought, okay, this is it. This is going to be the opportunity that they have here. Omit is like, they look kind of battered and bruised and beaten down. And not only did beat Omit, not only did beat Majin Club, but the motherfuckers over at decided that they were going to do a little bit more. And beat Optic fucking Gaming in a 3-2 series to win the fucking pool.
As soon as that first match of the day happened and Mind Freak beat Optic, I was like, holy shit. Like, they can win this pool at this point. If they keep playing like they just did against Optic, they have a chance. And
easily,
lo and behold, they did. They ran through that pool. It was awesome to see. We talked about some matchups to watch. I just had Mind Freak up all morning after that.
Yep. Mind Freak make HCS history.
I see Dementor in chat commenting about the drops. There is an issue with some accounts where you have to go onto Halo Waypoint, go under codes and redemptions. Then there is a Twitch drop selector on the top left as well, and then claim them from your waypoint. Then they will be in game.
Bada bing, bada boom.
So if anyone else is having issues with drops not showing up in game, that's where they are.
Mm-hmm. Welcome back. So ladies and gentlemen, made HCS history fighting all the way from the open bracket to winning their pool. That had never been done before. Congratulations to them. But the best part about is that they weren't done yet. They were not done yet. Over in Pool C, Legion Gaming, they were unfortunately eliminated. They were not able to win any of the series in that pool. And then in Pool D, we had Dark Inside, unfortunately unable to win any of the series in their pool either. And they were eliminated as well. But the LCQ is still a thing. So the results going into the champ bracket. Dark Inside and Legion Gaming, both coming from the winner's side of the open bracket, are eliminated from Charlotte with a top 16 finish, unable to win a series within their respective pool. Akave eliminate Complexity from the tournament, winning their matchup in the pool, and Mind Freak, or I should say, eliminate Omit from the tournament, winning their matchup in the pool as well. There are your pool standings. But the fun did not stop there. Because due to this snafu of Optic doing the thing that they always do in fucking pool play where they don't win their pool, fucky things can happen with the bracket. And we had another winners round 1 matchup of Shopify Rebellion going up against Optic Gaming. Optic had a very close game 1 and a fairly dominant game 2, but then Shopify turned on the gas, winning the next 2 games to send Optic to losers round 1, their 3rd instance of this in 2025. Now, I'm not going to jump to conclusions. I know, Will, our predictions are what our predictions are. But the last 2 times this happened to Optic, they ran the table and they won both those events. But the one thing I'll add, Will, is that Shopify look ready this time. They look ready to fucking rock and roll this time, and they're not. They never took them lightly before, but this is. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, Shopify definitely look like they're on the highest level of gameplay and bringing everything to this event. I thought that Shopify Optic matchup was going to be more tightly contested than it was.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, Optic's Saturday woes kind of continue, at least Saturday morning, right? And right. We've seen, like you said, we've seen them come through losers bracket twice and win events. And then it's very possible that they could do the same thing again because they do just get better as the day goes on. I believe Snipedown said it on the desk, though. A couple of those games, they needed Renegade to pop off and pull those games together for them. And you cannot rely on that consistently to happen because people will get shut down or just have off games. So if there was one thing to kind of point at Optic for me right now, it is the team's got to elevate as well as Renegade.
I think Renegade's been playing lights out the entire event.
I agree.
I think there's a reason why I believe he is the MVP of the game. Is that I agree with you that I think the team needs to elevate because it feels like he's doing everything he possibly can to allow them to be in those positions to win.
Yeah. And from what I saw, there was times he was flying around the map. In my opinion, it was a little recklessly, but he's hitting snipes, he's hitting shots, he's getting kills where it's allowing the rest of his team to get up the map when maybe normally it wouldn't, right?
Yep.
So the rest of the team needs to elevate. I don't know how else to put it right now, but they need to get up to level with Renegade and stop relying on him and complement him even more.
Exactly. Filthy says he's got to be frustrated. Like, I don't want to put words into his mouth, but the one thing that sticks out of my mind all the time is when he was on the couch at, I think it was Dallas. He was on the LVT couch at Dallas, and he like voiced that he doesn't want to do that shit again. Like, he doesn't want to have to go through LR1 and make his way through and win the event. Like, he doesn't fucking want to do that anymore. And just hearing him say that, and then also let's transition into let's fast forward to today, right? They win a matchup after they lose to Shopify, right? They win a matchup, and then Lunchbox is on the stage with Blaze. And like Blaze is asking him like, how confident are you? Blah, blah, blah. And Lunchbox, like, this, no offense to him, but like the vibe he gave off was, it didn't sound like we're locked in. Like that wasn't the vibe that I got from his post-game presser versus Bound when he went up there and was like, nah, we've been here before. We know what to do. Like, we're not worried at all. And he says, like, I fucking love a Sunday. So I'm like, all right, like polar opposite type of post-series, like, fucking interviews.
Yeah, Lunchbox felt nonchalant, kind of like, you know, but maybe that does come with the confidence of what they've been able to do in the losers bracket before.
Yep. And Bound and Legend are the only two. I mean, we're the only two players ever. I mean, like across these two teams, right? With SSG and now Optic to do it. So,
yes.
I mean, if there was ever a team to do it, it's going to be them, or it has to be them. I posted this in Discord because I thought it would have been fucking hilarious if Optic somehow, some way did beat Shopify in winners round 1. And then they like point across at them and say, now you do it. Like, they're like, hey, now you try to go through losers round 1 like we did twice, and you try to fucking win this shit. But obviously it didn't fucking happen. So we'll see what happens on Sunday.
Yeah.
God damn.
I'm sure we'll get there. Go ahead.
Oh,
I had a point, but I don't want to jump too far ahead here.
Well, what does it relate to?
You know, phase elevating as well.
Oh, yeah.
I just think they've been playing a little better than what we've seen them in the past couple lands.
Yep.
A little bit more cohesive teamwork and kind of playing together, feeding off of each other. I think it's going well. Part of me still feels like it's not quite at a Shopify or Optic level. But as we say, they're sitting in winners finals on Sunday, and any team, any given Sunday, right?
Yep. I'm curious. I'm wondering if this is going to be a Dallas situation where the team that you wouldn't necessarily expect to be in winners final, no offense to FaZe, but like I thought it was going to be Shopify Optic, right? And so seeing FaZe here in the spot, they've been playing very fucking well. There's no doubt about that. I'm wondering what Sunday is, because we know what Shopify have always done.
Yes.
Right? They're the ones that always make grand final no matter what. So this may sound harsh. If FaZe continue to play the way that they have today and into tomorrow, then I could see the series, like I could see FaZe winning a game. I could see this like games being closer. But if Shopify comes out the way that I expect them to, this may sound fucking crazy. I wouldn't be surprised if it's a sweep.
Yeah. We've seen FaZe have some slow starts. And with the way Shopify is playing, that could definitely be a sweep. If FaZe come out with some gas and actually, you know, Snakebite goes on another frenzy for some reason.
Oh my God.
Like, I think FaZe have a chance.
Yeah.
But I'm still putting Shopify over FaZe in this situation based on what I've seen from gameplay so far.
Yep. And adding to that is the thing that's really taken me, like the thing that I've really enjoyed this weekend from a FaZe perspective is how they have been closing things out. Even if they are behind, they're able to claw their way back. They're able to get a lead. They're able to win the game. They're able to win the series. They're never counting themselves out. Where, and again, based off previous performances that we've seen, right? We've seen situations where maybe mentals get in the way, where a bad play leads to a bad game, leads to a bad series, whatever it is. Players get turtled up. They're not playing well together as a team. And it really feels like they have taken that next step forward at this event at kind of the perfect time. So, yeah.
I really do believe FaZe has elevated their objective play. There's a couple times where I felt they were inefficient on like oddball pickups, going for a little bit of overslays, but overall, I think they've been doing really well, better on their objective play. And they were able to clutch up in some Slayers as well. Actually, I believe they're 7-0 in Slayers so far this event.
Slayers win championships.
That they do.
And you want to talk about objective inefficiency, you can look at that fucking Optic Shopify assault game that took place in that series, where this was kind of felt like a little bit of a repeat from FaZe at whatever fucking event it was, where they just kept outslaying and outslaying and outslaying, but never putting emphasis on the objective. And I believe the one that I was referencing with that phase roster before was a CTF game, if I'm not mistaken, on Forbidden, where this one, and I forgot which fucking, like, we talked about on that after show or whatever, but yeah, this one kind of had that similar feeling game in that series. So I will say that I understand where I see it in chat a lot right now, but like I understand what people are saying that Shopify just looked to be on a whole other level. I'm not willing to go that far yet because we've seen some cracks in their armor where Optic just weren't able to take advantage of that situation. Okay? And that's also to say that Optics have been looking good in losers bracket today, but I want to know how they play tomorrow. A Sunday Optic is scary. A Sunday Optic in losers bracket's even scarier. But there's a team waiting for them down there. A team that just eliminated Envy.
That there is.
A team that, if I'm going to lean into the joke for a minute here, there's 2 players on that team that have said that they're the only 2 players that can beat that team. This is their opportunity to do so. We have SSG going up against Optic in the losers bracket tomorrow. And SSG, at least in that Envy matchup that just took place, they looked pretty goddamn good.
They did. They looked good against Envy. I'm curious how that's going to look against Optic, though.
I don't disagree with you. Just try to tee it up, you know?
Just try to tee it up.
Just try to tee it up.
Honestly, if SSG are able to take down Optic there, huge notch in their belt, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we'll be looking at a different top 3 without Optic in it. And be the first, top 3, top 2 Optic hasn't made all year.
Yep.
I think if that happens, then some questions pop up. But for me personally, I don't see SSG beating Optic tomorrow.
I don't either. But we've been wrong a lot this weekend already. But no, I agree with you. And for me, it's, shit. Let me get this out of the way first. Online doesn't matter. Just gonna throw that, just like gonna fucking lob that one up there, for the fucking easy dunk. Because first up, Fireman, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the after party. And Blackout with the 22-month resub. You get a woo! Thank you so much for the resub. Greatly appreciated. But Jesus, we wish they were there too, man. It seems like a fucking crazy event. The thing for me, so you and I both, if I'm not mistaken, I believe you and I both, because the only placing difference we had was Shopify Optic for second.
Correct.
Therefore, we both had Envy in 4th. We both thought that Envy were going to beat SSG to get this 4th place spot, really earn that spot, right? And you look at scrim performances, you just look at everything that was transpiring online ahead of this event, and you're like, man, SSG, oofta. And then they come here and they're like, nah, who fucking cares? Who fucking cares? And time again, they just show that when it gets to when they're competing in a spot that matters, they're able to dial it up. I agree with you that I think it stops tomorrow. I think they're gonna get that 4th place spot. I think Optic will win that series. But hey, Stellar said that the only people beating Optic Or Stellar and Eco. So this is their time. This is it.
It's their time to shine.
This is their fucking time.
Yeah, we both had a little extra stock in Envy this event.
Mm-hmm.
For me, I know kind of their performance during the Pro League and leading up to this event. They seem to have taken a step.
Yeah.
A step up, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it just didn't come together here. It didn't come together how I expected or how it was looking beforehand. SSG solidifying they are still top 4, taking them down, I believe, 3-1. And in pretty convincing fashion in that oddball game.
Oh, yeah. It was... Yeah.
Yeah. There was many times Envy tried to make a push and it was just shut down so quickly.
Yep. Envy had some good plays too, but
they did.
Yeah, it was primarily shop. It was primarily Space Station.
They did take round 2 of that oddball.
Yep.
But once that round 3 started, it was just flipped on its head again.
And yeah. I'm pretty, because I know round 3 did, but I'm pretty sure round 2 did go to time as well.
It did.
Yeah. So the fact that they both went to time, but it's just, this is what it comes down to, man. It comes down to these. It can come down to individual plays. It can come down to individual setups. It can come down to individual pushes. Space Station had their number.
Yeah, it seemed like they had them figured out. You know, there would be a member of Envy like pushing on the flank, or they always seem to have one person a little soloed out, like the 3-1 push, right?
Mm-hmm.
And SSG consistently shut that down. They would find the solo member, get the numbers advantage, then be able to take out the rest of the members.
Genetics with the 5 fucking gifted. You get a woo, 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 woo. Thank you so much. Greatly appreciated.
Thank you. Thank you.
So, yeah. I feel for Envy, man. Like, well, we talked about it last night, where we missed you too, Sin. Well, we talked about it last night, where I felt like I was going to scream at my fucking TV watching their Game 5 performances.
Mm-hmm.
And it felt like they didn't learn from the last time, and history is repeating itself here, and they're getting destroyed when they shouldn't be, and blah, blah, blah. Oh, Xerxes, don't worry, we're getting there. Because, Will, it happened again.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did Mind Freak beat Envy? No. All right, let's keep going. Because, yeah, Will, the other winners round 1 matchup I wanted to briefly say was that phase against Envy. And it was yet another Game 5 loss by Envy.
I mean, that Street Slayer was very close, right? And again, got to give props to Snakebite. The last play, 2 members of FaZe push the member of Envy sitting in B. And while FaZe had a 49-48 lead, one member of FaZe goes down, but I believe nade damage came through onto the member of Envy. Snakebite slips through into arcade and gets the cleanup and ended that game. And what a gutsy play, because I believe there was a member of Envy in tires still doing damage, but Snakebite was able to get that cleanup just in time and that game 50-49.
Are we talking about the same series right now?
Wasn't that, or is that the TSM game?
I was gonna say this is Slayer Livefire.
Slayer Livefire. My bad.
It's okay.
I jumped ahead of series.
It's okay. It was still close. It was 40. It was 56. It was 50-46, but
50-46. Anyway, Envy in game 5.
Another loss.
Another loss. The point I was going to get to.
I guess the only thing I can say is at least they have some time to hopefully figure it the fuck out. But I think now they're what? They're 0-4 in game 5s?
For this event? No. Are you talking... I don't remember the stat, but it sounds right.
I forgot if it was this event or if it was the year. I forgot. 0-4 in game 5s. Yeah, that's... Yeah, I don't know, man. Any idea what happened with the Gunplexion fight situation? I heard or saw that he maybe punched Jay? Like, I don't know. I'm not going to speculate. No idea, Laggy Mix. Also, thank you for the follow, by the way. No idea. Don't want to speculate. Don't want to assume. We don't know. Holt said he totally punched Jay. Oh, 5, like I said. I don't know. Who's got the fucking TMZ video? Say no balls, I won't sub you 10 right now? What do you mean? Oh, that's what genetics meant. Genetics with the 10 additional fucking gifted. You get a whoa, 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 whoa. Thank you so much for the 10 fucking gifted, man. God damn. You're too kind. You're far too fucking kind, man. Man. Hype train always. It's always hype, man. It's always hype in here. Holy shit. Okay, so that happened. That was the thing that fucking happened. Unfortunately. But hey, you know, we asked for the fucking miscreation. Goddamn.
Hey.
Miscreation with a 5 gifted as well. What the fuck? You get a whoa, 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 whoa. Thanks so much for the fucking 5 gifted. What the hell? Thank you so much. Genetics! Stop! Guys! 5. Genetics with a 5 gifted. You get a whoa, 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 whoa! God damn. Thank you all. Fuck. Oh, Prep and Swag. It's brackets. Bracket with an S at the end. Because it just sends a link to hcsland.com. Or I believe it'll send a link directly to the Charlotte, all the Charlotte brackets. So like pools, champ, open, and the side stations as well. Shut up, Ronan, you fucking dumbass.
Brackets like Cheez-Its.
Boom. There it is. Easy peasy. Look at that. Fuck you, Ronan. All right. With that out of the way, Genetics says, "Can you say my catchphrase once? What's your catchphrase?" DC the Punisher, thank you so much for the follow. Welcome to the after party. And Beast with the 5 biddies. Thank you for the Beast.
This might be a Twitch username versus we know Genetics' real name. What's the stack?
There you go. Where's Snag when you need him, you know?
Yeah.
Grab his dick and twist it.
Oh my god, dude, this is an MMA fight.
Just wait until the video of me smacking Josh gets leaked. What? Why? What do you mean? Why are you fucking throwing hands at me for? What did I do to you? We have a thing. Ronan, we have a thing together, you know? Like, fuck you, love you, you know? Don't throw that away. Don't throw that away by throwing hands, you know? Fucking douche. Moving on. Winners round 2. We have Shopify going up against SSG, Will, and oh boy. SSG, they're pretty good. You know, some would say that they're the best team in the game right now. And well, they 3-0 at SSG, kind of expected, you know, like, oh, you know, a top 4 team, fringe top 6 team against the arguably the best team in the game. Probably kind of expect a 3-0 or 3-1 situation, but I don't know if anybody was expecting game 1, which was CTF on Origin. Shopify won it in a minute 30.
Yeah. Blinked and that game was over, man. I had gotten up. I think I used the restroom, was filling my water cup, like coming to sit back down. I'm like, oh shit. Like, this is over.
Yeah, and Will, I would love to say that, okay, SSG just put that game behind them. We move forward. Rest of the series, we're going to have a fight here. This is going to be good. No. It was an absolute blowout of an entire series. SSG couldn't hang at all in this matchup. And just fuck, dude. Genetics, I know we're on an SSG hoodie commercial together. I just recently changed my profile picture, which was from that video. Bike Messenger, who is SSG? It is Stellar, Eco, Suppressed, and Falcated. That is who SSG is. Or like if you're asking like what the acronym stands for, it's Space Station Gaming. I know TSM plays where they always do, but I think this is the best Druck has played all year. And Beast, again, context matters, right? Context fucking matters. We'll get to the TSM matchup in a minute. Oh, we love you too, Bike Messenger. I just see, that's the thing, is like sarcasm's really hard to gauge over text, right? So if somebody asks a question, we're gonna do our best to like genuinely try to answer that question. Shut the fuck up, Ronan.
Come on, Ronan.
God.
And you know, we've had some members of the community come in who are new and don't know a lot about Halo, ask questions, and we try to reply and answer and keep people informed. So
exactly. But Bike Messenger, thank you.
But yes.
And then the other winners round 2 matchup I wanted to mention here was FaZe going up against TSM. Besides the 50-49 game 2 win, the rest of the series was a blowout by favor of FaZe. FaZe sent TSM to the losers bracket. And wait. Yeah. Go ahead.
Oh, even in that, I believe in that 50-49 win, there was 2 resets that happened as well. So I was happy to see both teams come back and play at a pretty high level, where sometimes teams seem like they couldn't be affected by that. You know, there's a reset, they lose their momentum, and then they can never get it back. Both teams came out firing, and it was awesome to see the reset really didn't affect the gameplay. And as the years gone on, we're seeing less and less of these resets and crashes and all that. So really, this one happened, was a little like, but it didn't like hit like the other ones did, where resets would happen in the past and you'd be like, oh, come on, like this again. So just wanted to bring that up, that glad to see the crashes, the weird things happening to PCs is much less frequent than it used to be.
Ronan with like a genuine also kind of joking reply, we've come pretty far from SLC 24. Yeah, that was pretty bad. And then also, Will, to echo that, that was one of the points that I wanted to make as well, is that it really does feel like, now of course Sunday's going to be fucky, but like it really does feel like, besides an extended time for a series yesterday, and like you said, that this game had needed to be reset a couple times, it really does feel so few and far between for this event. So that is awesome to feel, where it feels like the majority of games are just like, hey, let's get everybody set up, let's go. And that just makes things run more smoothly, makes the day end a little quicker, and yeah, it's fucking great. Genetics asks, can you guys do a Battle Beaver giveaway? I will fund it. What the? Stop it. Also, Hot Rod Slayer, welcome to the after party. Thank you for the follow. What's up, Broken Hawk? Welcome back. Good to see you, bud. Let's move to losers bracket, because this is where the real fucking shit happened. Losers round 1 was Optic going up against LG. Optic eliminate LG from the tournament in a 3-1 fashion, but I want to make sure that this is also understood. Like the other teams who had to succumb to playing Optic in losers round 1, TSM and Complexity from prior tournaments, I won't be holding this loss against LG. There's very, like, you don't, I understand it happened twice earlier in the year, so I guess you could kind of expect it more often than not. But with the caliber of team that Optic is, I wouldn't bank on them getting losers round 1 all the time, right? So the fact that whatever team is in that spot that has to play against them, you're just praying that they're able to do something. And so LG, I'm not holding that loss against you. It just sucks you had to play them when you did. And hopefully you guys are able to get some work in for Worlds, because we know that they were not able to boot camp ahead of this event. We know that they're going to be staying here in the United States to boot camp from the end of Charlotte until Worlds. And they're going to be playing through the Shopify facility. So that's really, really fucking cool. So hopefully they're able to get as many reps in as possible leading into the event.
Yeah. With this roster being the ex-Nemesis roster, and them being able to knock down Optic in pools in previous events, I did have some hope that this would be a little bit more closer of a series. But again, Optic being in losers, they turn it on, and it's a 3-1, you know?
Absolutely. Then we have Akave going up against Cloud9. History is made for the LATAM region as Akave continue through the bracket, eliminating Cloud9 with a top 12 finish, and Akave guaranteeing for the first time ever at an HCS Major a top 8 finish for a LATAM team. Will, the question we always have, what Cloud9 are we going to get? And unfortunately, we got the top 12 Cloud9 for this event. But congratulations to Akave. That's fucking incredible. I was selling them short. I sold them short in pool play. I was selling them short this tournament because we haven't seen it. This is, I mean, literally, this is history, Will. This is history being made. We've never seen this before. But the fact that they were able to fucking do it, man, in a 3-2 fashion as well, just amazing.
Yeah, same boat as you. I hadn't seen this kind of gameplay from them in the past, so I didn't have them making it this far. And as I said it in Discord, like, predictions are basically screwed, but in the best way possible, because we're having these situations where Akave, again, you said making history, making it the top 8 for the first time ever for the LATAM. Just incredible.
Absolutely. And Broken Hawk says Cloud 9th place. True. Fucking true. Oh my god. Genetics, you need to if you're drinking right now, you need to stop. Okay? You need to call Snag up on the phone right now and give him a good old dick twisting, you know what I mean? That's what you need to do.
He'll do it too. He'll do it.
That's what I want him to do it. Yeah, Genetics, he said I am. Let's kind of fucking do it. You can tell. I may not be able to get sarcasm very well through text, but I can get drunk text pretty fucking easily. Genetics with the additional 5 fucking gifted, you get a whoa, 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 whoa.
Oh, you got the actual Ric Flair.
Yeah,
there.
I wanted to get some legitimate ones in there, you know, not the rapid fires. I wanted to get some legitimate Ric Flair woos in there. God damn, dude.
Tonight's stream sponsored by Genetics.
Like I said, every once in a while, Ronan pops in with a fucking zinger, dude. Every once in a while. It's like his Discord names. He holds on to these fucking gems and then he just tosses one in every now and again. You're like, God damn it, Ronan, you motherfucker. What's up, Bart? Welcome back. Holy shit. All right. God damn. Moving on. We have
Are you ready?
going up against Unreal Nightmare in Losers Round 1. This was a Mind Freak, or I should say a
Are you ready?
reverse sweep. And again, history is made once more for the
Are you ready?
boys and the Australia-New Zealand region. As they continue through the bracket as well, they eliminate Unreal Nightmare with the top 12 finish, and they also guarantee top 8 for the very first time. Will, what do you have to say for the boys here?
Get freaked on, you know? Come on. Let's fucking go. Like I said, watch them through the pool play. Was super excited. Watch the Unreal Nightmare match. And I'm just like, it was just so proud in the moment. You know, we've been hyping up and cheering on the Mind Freak guys for years. And
Literal years, yeah.
for them to finally break into that top 8 placing, it's like, you know, it's like, it was like excitement, proud, like a finally it's happening for them type moment, you know?
Yes.
And yeah,
Felt like
yeah,
a proud dad.
Excited. Yeah.
Like I felt like a disappointed dad in terms of envy. I felt like a proud dad in terms of Mind Freak.
Yeah, exactly. Bike Messenger, press the button for Bike Messenger.
Wait, what button?
Mind Freak?
Wait, what? What the fuck? What? Wait, this one?
Are you ready?
Oh, no, you meant this one.
Are you ready?
Wait, hold on. I found it.
Are you ready?
There you go.
Oh, but yeah, man, I don't know. Just, I don't know how else to say it. I was just so excited for them. And to see that progression coming from open to here, and, you know, they run into Envy in the next series and didn't go their way. But it was fun. It was fun rooting for them this whole tournament, man.
Absolutely. Them and Akave, as a matter of fact, in the next round get eliminated. This is where the tournament runs come to a close. So they do tap out at top 8, but that's not meant to be a detriment at all. That is literally a team from LATAM and a team from Australia and New Zealand have never done that before. Ever. And so the fact that they were able to do so and the way that they both did it as well. Like, not to take away from Akave, but just the fact that Mindfree go from open bracket to get into the pool, arguably the easiest pool of the tournament, but that's not to take away from what they did, because in their very first matchup in pool play, they take down Optic. And then exactly, right? You see that Optic matchup take place, they win that, and you're like, they can easily win the pool now. Like, this isn't like, oh my God, it's going to be a grueler throughout. They can easily win the pool now. And that's exactly what they fucking did. They ran that table. And then to then fucking reverse sweep to guarantee top 8.
That's right, it was a reverse sweep.
Yes, backs against the wall. Tournament lives on the line. And you do it in a reverse sweep. And just the emotions that team has to be feeling at that time. I mean, we saw the pop-off moments, obviously. They're fucking feeling themselves. It was amazing. So huge congratulations to them. And they're going to be boot camping as well. And I really hope they just continue to put in that fucking work, and this world should be a movie. And I'm super fucking stoked for those boys.
Yeah, the competition, I will say, outside of the big four, which is not really a big four,
no,
but the
big
top
2.
Four, I should say, the top 4, and the rest of the teams are just getting closer and closer, and it's been happening as the year's gone on.
Yep.
Here, I think this is a result of year 4 of HCS, and having that extra time for these teams to form, meld, players just keep getting better and better. And we're seeing the result of that by having such an incredible tournament with upsets, teams performing above expectations, below expectations. I think I contribute that to a year 4 of Halo Infinite, and teams, players either growing or staying stagnant. But it makes it all exciting, right?
Completely. Chuck says Akave reverse swept complexity as well in pool play. That's good context right there. Again, tournament lives on the line. Able to make it into bracket play. They clutch up when they need to. They win that series. Bike Messenger, do y'all think that monumental wins like that ultimately hurt the long game mindset? I don't think it inherently does. I think it can. And what I mean by that is I think it depends on the player, and I think it depends on the team. Where you come off an incredibly emotional win like that, there could be teams that, and I'm not saying Mind Freak is one of them. I'm just saying in general, right? There are teams out there that you win such an emotional win like that, and then it kind of feels like you've spent it all. Like you go into that next series and you've already come off such that high where you don't come in with that same ferocity, and maybe you start getting behind and it's like, but we just did this, and then it's all gone in an instant.
Yeah.
But then you have the other side. Please go right ahead. Go right ahead.
My mind went to, I know it's completely different, but there's an NFL stat out there where when a team has a monumental win or emotional win like that, I believe it's somewhere in like the 86% of the time, roughly around there, they lose the next game. Like Minneapolis Miracle, right?
Yep.
We win when we shouldn't have, in an amazing way for the Vikings. Get obliterated by the Eagles the next game. Nick Foles Eagles at that.
Oh man.
Right.
And you knew that game was over from the very beginning.
Yeah, little Vikings history. We go down and score the first touchdown pretty quick. And after that, there was nothing.
It was awful.
It was awful. But I agree with you. I think it can affect a team's mentality.
Mm-hmm.
but not always. Like I think, it's a little different in Halo. Sometimes Halo is very much about momentum. So a monumental win like that, you can bring that into the next series and start really hot and continue your run, or you can be overconfident and start to break down and lose the basics. And then you get picked apart. So that's kind of, it can go both ways.
Taking the other team too lightly, whatever it may be. And I mean, you kind of look at Optic, right? When they're going through those losers bracket matchups, they are consistently warmed up. They're going through match after match after match, but they're not taking their opponent lightly. At least in the two events that this has happened previous, right? In Arlington and Dallas, they didn't take their opponent lightly during their losers bracket run. They took it game by game. They took it series by series. They did what needed to be done there. And then on the flip side, right, you could see an instance where a team comes off a really emotional win and they go into the next series, and you're right. Things not click, overconfident, taking a team too light, like not too seriously, whatever it could be. There's lots of different factors. Ronan says, remember when you thought complexity could be good? Yeah. Yeah. I remember when I gave complexity the benefit of the doubt. What a dumb fucking decision I made. Was that Dallas, Will? Like, I feel like it was Dallas that I had them placing like Dallas. Pretty well.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. And then after that event, I'm like, never fucking again am I doing that. That was... Because it was based off how my fake bracket went. That I had complexity in like a... Was it
top 6?
Yeah, it was top 6 or 4th. It was crazy. It was like genuinely like fucking batshit crazy. Ungoy says complexity we're looking pretty good online. I'm glad you put the LOL in there. I'm glad you put the LOL in there. It's almost like it doesn't matter. SSG look like absolute dog shit online. It's almost like it doesn't matter. Holy shit. It's practice at the end of the day. And obviously practice can help. It absolutely can help. But that's I think a prime example, Will, as to why I hate, and I'm glad that you changed the vocabulary from when we talk about scrim recaps. Because I hate when somebody says a team won a scrim. You're practicing. You're not winning. Like, this isn't congratulations. You got a game map combo completed. Like, what do you fucking do? Like, this isn't, there's no money on the line unless they decide to put money up for it. Like, who cares? It's fucking practice.
And there's just so many factors in scrims too. You talk, it is online ping. You can throw it, like, sometimes the team doesn't really, this is going to sound like they don't take it as seriously. That's the better way to phrase it than what I was going to say. One team doesn't take it as seriously. They're just shooting their guns for the night. The other team's going 120%. Like, it's practice. And people use practice for different reasons, whether it is to try out something new or to learn something about their opponents. They might not be showing their strats in scrims so that they can save them for these LAN events. Like, please, we've harped on it for years and years and years. Scrim results are not the end all be all. Online doesn't matter.
But if you really want to believe that they matter, like if you want to believe that they are the end all be all, they are like the coming of Christ, then go to Reddit, go to the competitive Halo subreddit, because they will tell you that the scrims are the most important thing in the world. So just keep that in mind, folks. God. Bike Messenger said Ryan Noob used the kids urinal. I knew it was over. No way. Hey, you know what? If you got to go, you got to go. And that's the benefit of a male's bathroom. You know what I mean? Like you find an open spot. I should clarify here. You find an open urinal. That's where you go. You just fucking go on the floor or some shit. Like, goddamn. All right, let's continue on here, Will. Losers round 3. Optic going up against TSM. This is yet another top 6 finish for TSM, but again, there is a silver lining. TSM only lost to Shopify in pool play, and then they only lost to FaZe and Optic in the championship bracket. Teams that are just, frankly, better than them. So, you know, it is what it is at the end of the day, but this is another top 6 finish for this team. And the trend continues. Bike Master says, bro, it was empty. I took the one next to it. Wait, Bike Master, you're not doing yourself any favors right now by saying something like that. You said it was empty, and then you say you take the one next to him? Are you not following proper urinal etiquette? Like, what the fuck are you doing? I think you're the problem now. God damn. Broken Hawk says,
follow the leave a space unless you absolutely don't have to.
Exactly. Broken Hawk said, some would say the ceiling. Don't ask Tools that question. Don't ask Tools that question. He's going to get fired up. All I know is that one team did not get blessed by the bracket this time around, and the result that they received is the same that they always do when they don't get blessed by the bracket. Kind of weird. It's not weird at all. God. Oh, Broken, I already know his response. He literally, he was here earlier. He wanted us to get him on a call so we could talk about them. Like, that was his whole basis. Tools, we love you, man. And also, big shout out. Go ahead.
Tools says top 6 is their floor, right?
Yeah.
We say it's the ceiling because that's where they always land.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just a really short room.
Oh, no. I mean, Tolik's a pretty short person, so. I mean. And that's no, like he is also, I should say this too. Like Tolik is genuinely like an incredibly nice person. Like genuinely an incredibly nice person. And
yes, I believe I chatted with Tolik a little bit at Dallas DreamHack. It was my first time meeting him. Yes, incredibly nice.
Yes, he is. And Ronan, Tolik's a sweet little guy. Oh shit. No, and again, this is I feel like we need to keep saying this. Like, it's no disrespect to the players on TSM. It's just, this is always where they end up. If they don't get a good bracket, this is always where they end up. Every single time. So, when history repeats itself. At Charlotte, I kept feeding Barco Johnny Walker black drinks. No, you shut up, dude. Like, stop drinking you need to stop drinking too. How about that? God. All right. Moving on. Ladies and gentlemen, we have your results after day 2. I'm going to bring up the graphics here. Should be able to go like this. There we go. Go to that. There we go. Perfect. Here are your results so far. We have Shopify going to be going up against FaZe in the winners final. And in the losers semifinal, we're going to have Optic going up against Space Station. And again, this is one of those instances, Will, where I'm really curious what Optic we're going to get tomorrow and what Space. Actually, this is going to sound really fucking stupid, Will. All 4 teams I think we're kind of guaranteed to know what Shopify we get because of what they've been able to do the past 2 events in a row.
They've been consistent.
Yes. And this is going to sound weird too, but Optic has also been consistent when they start in losers round 1. And the fact they did that again, who knows? Maybe they remain consistent through this too. I don't know. But no, let's see what phase we get. Let's see what phase we get tomorrow. Are they going to come out hot? Are Space Station going to come out hot? Like I said before, if FaZe can come out hot, if FaZe can play like they did today, and they're not holding back or anything like that, they're not getting turtled up, they can cause some disruption with Shopify. I'm not going to say they'd win the series, but I think they could cause some disruption.
Yeah, to go off of what Ronan said, Penguin did have a couple of inconsistent games. All like highlighting that TSM phase Slayer before the reset. I believe he was only like 1-4, 1-5, but ended up even on the reset. So still a little bit of a kill difference. And he's had moments of brilliance. He's had moments where he doesn't look like himself. So I do kind of agree that I think Penguin being 100% with the team could be a factor in how well they play Shopify.
You know what else is kind of crazy, Will? The floor. We want to talk about floors and ceilings. The phase floor strikes yet again with Penguin guaranteeing top 3.
That's true.
It happened yet again. So who knows? I'm just worried, man. Like, as much as I want to believe in FaZe, and like Snakebite has been having a fucking unbelievable event, you know, and they really have kind of, it felt like turned that page where before it'd feel like they get turtled up or they wouldn't be committed to something and they would lose close games or whatever. They wouldn't be able to close things out, and they're doing it. They're doing the thing. This is exactly what we've been wanting to see, and they're doing the thing. I'm just worried that tomorrow's going to roll around and Shopify are going to be on that opposite side of main stage and we're like, not today. Not today, guys. Sorry, but this is our shit. I hope this series is close. It'd be cool if FaZe wins. Like, that'd be fucking crazy. I hope this series is close.
Yeah. It's hard for me to, like, again, I need to see it to believe it type of thing.
Yeah.
I do feel like Shopify is going to take that series. Would love, again, for it to be close. I would love if FaZe took it because, again, it just creates more storylines, and especially right before Worlds, them being in the mix like that, it should just create a hype around that team. And can they do it again at Worlds? I kind of rooting for a little bit of Snakebite redemption. Again, Lucid, Penguin, Trippy kind of taking some redemption against Optic and winning an event after they were dropped to form the God Squad, as it was called, for Optic.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, would love to see FaZe take it, but I think it's going to be a pretty big task. Not that they're not up for it, but I just feel like Shopify has the edge right now. Excuse me.
Strudel, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the after party. Adding to that, Will, as well, the thing that sticks out of my mind, that fucking graphic. That graphic that they showed on Friday.
Yes, where FaZe against Shopify and Optic versus the rest of the field.
Yes. And FaZe against the Shopify and Optic, they're bad. Like, in relation to every other fucking team, when they go up against a Shopify and an Optic, they're not anywhere near the other level.
Yeah. My hope this tournament is that it does seem FaZe has grown and they're playing the rest of the field even better than they did before.
Yeah.
They're looking more sharp, I guess you could say. So it gives me a little bit of hope that they can make these series against Shopify and Optic at least somewhat close.
So far, if we go back to the bracket here, so far FaZe have beaten the teams that we would expect them to beat. If we are considering them the true third place team so far, as predicted, but like in all seriousness, right? If we are expecting them to be that traditional third place team because we think the top two are so far and away the others, they beat the teams they needed to beat. Envy took them to a game 5, but FaZe closed it out because Envy can't win game 5 to save their fucking life. And then FaZe show up big time in that TSM series to continue to reconfirm that TSM are a top 6 team. But regardless, FaZe winning there, good for them. Okay? They beat the teams they were expected to beat. Now, can they beat the team that... I know that there are some FaZe fans, but like if you're looking at this on paper, you're asking them to beat a team that nobody's expecting them to beat realistically. Unless you're Tiger Tom, in which case I get it. But like statistically speaking, you look at this and this truly is, I know the analogy has been used earlier this weekend, but this truly is a David versus Goliath situation. And I know the caliber of player on both teams. We have literal world champions on both teams. But Shopify and Optic are a step or two or more above the rest. And so FaZe do have a lot of work ahead of them if they want to make this happen. So
Dre says Cycle secured player of the tournament. First in KD with a 1.48. Next is 1.36. First in KDA with a 2.37. Next is 1.9. First in damage dealt per life with a 480.11. Next is 388. First in DT life, damage taken, with a 408.15. Next is 372.19. First in DR. That one, I'm not sure what that is the short form for. 1.18. First in kills assist per minute, 2.69. And first is PQ with 12.3. First in perfects, I think that last one is 109.85. Next is 90.09. Damage ratio, pressure quotient, pressure efficiency rating. Got it. Thank you.
This is going to sound biased as fuck. I don't give a shit. Until he can be stopped, Renegade's the player of the tournament for me.
Kind of willing his team, carrying his team into those positions.
Yep.
That takes...
And that's not to take away from what Cycle's been doing, because Cycle's been incredible. Okay, don't get me wrong. And it's a team effort. But the way that Renegade is having to play the way that he's having to play, and the way that... that's always how he plays. Like, it's always been how he plays. It's not just for an event or two. It's literally been all fucking year. It's been all game. This is how he plays.
They do give out those awards pre-Champ Sunday, right?
Correct. So I wouldn't be surprised if Cycle's the one that gets it, obviously. But
right. But yeah, I see both points here because it might just come down to the final. If it comes down to Optic versus Shopify, what if Renegade does blow them out of the water and Cycle stats diminish? It's like stats aren't everything, right? They can tell somewhat of a story, but they're not everything. This is a team game after all.
Yep. That's why I hate when the emphasis is just on statistics. Because yes, Shopify are playing unbelievably well as a team. Like their teamwork is arguably the best that the game has right now, because Optic are just sometimes they're there, sometimes they're not, right? But Shopify feel like they're always there right now. And that helps, that aids Cycle, right? The teamwork that team has, the positions that team is in, the plays that the players are making allows Cycle to do what he's doing. Where I was thinking about this, Will, internally over the course of this weekend, and where with Renegade, the fact that he's been able to do, like, whether he's second statistically across the board, I don't fucking care, but just the fact that he's been in these positions and you see what the team is doing. You know what I mean? So
I'm referencing like he's in the position where he is slaying for the team and like the team's not up to his level type of thing.
I don't see, and that's why I fucking hate statistics.
Yeah, because it's hard to.
Yeah, because I don't want to sit here and say that that his teammates aren't pulling their weight. You know what I mean? But because then you watch the games and you're like, oh, like their positioning was bad here, right? This isn't a talk about, oh, like this player had 5 more deaths than everybody else. Like that player's washed. They should, like, they're awful, blah, blah. Like no fucking cares. Like stop paying attention to stats. Watch the game being played and watch how they play together as a team. Where, Will, like you had mentioned earlier, it feels like Renegade, yes, he may feel like he's overchalling in some instances, but he's getting those kills, right? Which is opening those opportunities around the map for the other players on the team. And I don't know. No player makes all the right moves at always the right time, you know? But I just watch Renegade. I just watch him. That's why we never talk about stats. Like, Dre, I'm not harping on you for including them, but like that's why we don't talk about statistics. We just watch the games, right? And when I'm watching Renegade's POV, I'm like, I am watching an individual player who is going to will his team to hopefully another grand finals appearance. That is what I'm watching. And I truly believe that he's the best player that Infinite has right now. I think another way to look at it is, okay, this may sound like a piece of shit statement from me, but this is what is genuinely in my mind, and I've been sitting on it today. Will, what do you think what Shopify built around Cycle this year? Okay? This may be the biggest asshole statement of all time, but fuck it, I don't care. I truly believe that if you replace Renegade with Cycle on that Optic roster, they're not as good.
Bike Messenger kind of took my thought process right out of my mind here. Last Shot doesn't get OBJ numbers without R2. R2 doesn't slay without Frosty. Cycle doesn't run free without Frosty. None of them can do that without Best Man.
Shout out, Nick.
Shopify does feel like they work because of the teamwork and the members on that squad, where Renegade is able to do what he does because he's such a good standalone player.
And that can come and bite them in the ass too, Will.
It could. He flies at something he shouldn't, and the setup breaks down. You know, that I can't remember what series it was, but I know they were on CTF Origin when Renegade hit all those snipes, right? But his teammates were falling around him, and those snipes kept them in that game because he was able to fly. But like, imagine that snipe doesn't get played, or does get played, and Renegade doesn't get it, and Optic go 3 dead, and Renegade can't hold that side of the map with a bandit solo. Like, it changes the whole complexion of the game. But the fact that he did have it, like, he basically himself hitting those shots with that snipe in that pressure moment saved that game.
It's also why Sniper is such a powerful fucking weapon. And Xerxes also hits the point too, where that CTF Origin game against LG, right? Where Renegade is ripping fucking heads off. If they don't have the Sniper, that game could be completely different. But that's the type of impactful player that Renegade is. And that's not to say that Shopify and other teams don't have players like that. They do. They have incredibly impactful players. We see the way that the player's skill and the teamwork of Shopify works so fucking well together. They figured it out after Dallas. In SLC, everything clicked. They fixed everything that they needed to work on in that moment. They were the better team that tournament. They came out and they fucking dominated. And then it's why when I said it could bite them in the ass in terms of Optic is because if you're relying too much on the skill and not emphasizing enough of the teamwork. Because we understand how much of a team-oriented game Infinite is. And so where Shopify truly feel like they've hit that perfect cohesion of individual skill and teamwork, Optic, it feels like that teamwork aspect has fallen away.
Where it's more just about individual skill shining through.
Yes. And the unfortunate part is that if a player isn't able to build up that individual skill enough to make that big enough impact during that game, and the teamwork isn't there, or isn't there as much as it needs to be, then we saw what happened in a Shopify Optic matchup in Winners Round 1.
Where do you think, or like, why do you think that teamwork aspect isn't coming through for Optic? Because it seemed to be there beginning of the season, right?
Yeah. They won back-to-back events.
Yeah.
In the hardest way possible.
True. Do you think it's a complacency? I know we normally don't like to speculate, but do you think it's a complacency thing? Do you think it's just maybe they're trying too hard to be that God squad? Like what? I'm curious why that teamwork feels like it's fallen away so much. Or is it just teams are getting better as the year's going on?
I think it's more
Maybe
so
it's
the
not
latter.
an Optic thing is at all.
I think it's more so the latter. I think a lot of people are focusing too much on Legend maybe being 1 foot out the door because of Black Ops 7, or Formal, we got the announcement this is the last year of official Infinite competition. They didn't care as much anymore. Like, I've been seeing so much of that discourse online. At the end of the day, folks, I hate to break it to you, nobody knows because you're not talking directly to them.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Do I believe it's a complacency thing? No. Will, I agree with the latter, where I feel it's as though Shopify, I'm not going to say they figured Optic out or anything like that. I think it's more so they've done what they needed to do as a team. Go ahead.
They've gelled, they've come together, they've kind of figured each other out and how to play together.
Yep.
Yeah.
So they've learned how to play incredibly well together as a team. They were able to, the biggest conversation leading into Dallas was, the biggest conversation leading into Arlington this year was, can Shopify make it to a Sunday?
That's right.
Yeah, that was, guys, and frankly, that wasn't that long ago. So that was the question leading into the year. The first LAN of the year. The question was, can Shopify make it to a Sunday? And then the conversation for Dallas was, they've made a Sunday. A, can they do it again? And B, can they win? And then the conversation going into SLC was, can they win? They've gotten better every event. They've been putting in the work inside and outside the game. They've been putting in the work. We said it time and time again. You see the vibes that they have. You watch them after a series or after a game, right? And they're all laughing. They're all smiles. They're all shooting the shit. I'm not seeing that on Optic side. Now, maybe that's we're locked in onto the next. Like, we're not doing this chit-chatty shit. We're going to lock the fuck in and get this game done. I don't know. And Alvian says Legend Performance has taken a downtrend since his Black Ops 7 announcement, to be frank. Again, people are looking too much at statistical performances. Yep, Reese, we've talked about that as well. Also, thank you for the follow, Reese. Appreciate that. So, I personally don't believe it's complacency. I think a lot of people forget that the first two events happened of the year. Optic won them in the hardest way possible, but they did it. They won it. But Shopify have only gotten better as the year's gone on. Their vibes look immaculate. Alvian says, well, the complacency thing you can back up with evidence. Optic doesn't scrim as often as Shopify or FaZe post DreamHack. Alvian, oh, Jesus Christ. Guys, scrims aren't everything. Okay? Scrims aren't the only way that teams are putting in work between events. It's one facet. It's one aspect. It's not everything. Does it matter? To an extent for practice. And I know that it's something that you as the spectator can base things off of, but it's not the only thing to base things off of. It's not the only thing to base things off of. So, Shopify look really good, man.
They do.
Like, really good. But as we've seen the past two events, well, not SLC, but the first two events of the year is what I should say. As we saw with the first two events of the year, Optic are scary when they come from losers round one.
They have been.
And this is exactly where they are again. Will the same thing happen as those first two events? I have them winning the event. I wasn't expecting this one though, Will. I wasn't expecting it to be like this again.
No, me either. And honestly, I think I said it in the pre-show, the winner might come down to the map mode combination if it does end up being Optic Shopify. Right? Because I do think Oddball, Optic's really good at Oddball. And then their other mode, I think, is Strongholds. I think Legend bringing over that Stronghold information and the way they've been able to dominate in those two modes, it's just been insane. So I'm not going to say it's out of the realm that Optic can win two best of sevens against Shopify, but we've been talking about it. Shopify have just kept getting better. I think it's going to be harder to beat Shopify in those in two best of sevens than it was previously.
A fucking noob ass, great name, by the way. Are people not putting the work like before because it's the last Halo Infinite year? No. People are still putting in work. People are absolutely still putting in work. Whether it's something that a spectator can see or not, teams are still putting in work. Absolutely. Like, I feel like there's a sentiment around, oh, because it's the last year, some teams don't care anymore. Well, there's still a $1 million prize pool on the line at Worlds, guys. Like, the teams give a shit.
Yeah.
Teams absolutely give a shit.
And even for Optic, Formal said he wants to give Hex another world championship in Halo. And I don't think that sentiment has gone away. I do think Formal wants to get that win.
Agreed. And you talk about another player who people only focus on statistical performances. Like, I'm not here to dick ride Formal. Like, I don't care. The fact of the matter is, people will just look at a stat sheet and be like, oh, he's the weak link on the team, or blah, 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 blah. It's like, you guys feel like people don't understand the other things that a player brings to a team. Formal is arguably the greatest controller FPS player of all time. Like, we're grasping at straws here, guys. I understand if you have your favorite team. I get that. But come on. Look at things logistically.
You know, people have looked at Formal stats, you know, and it's mainly KDA, right?
Yep.
But he is kind of I'm going to call him like an anchor player, where he is sitting back, putting in damage for his teammates, Bound and Legend, who are usually the ones flying, to go clean up those kills. So maybe his KD doesn't look as good as those two, but he's still objective time, right? He has some pop-off moments with the snipe. He's putting in damage for his team. He's giving them openings on the map. We know he's a freaking human radar, call-outs, leadership. Formal does a lot.
Yep.
That people don't always see in the stats.
100%. So, again, I understand if people have their favorite team. I get it. But, and regardless of me like having in my predictions that Optic wins, with an Optic and Shopify, you just can't count them out. You just can't. It could come down to map mode combination. It could come down to who just comes out hotter on a Sunday. And now we know that both of them can. Because again, the conversation at the beginning of the year was, can Shopify even make it to a Sunday? Then they did. And they started winning. And here we are. Last major before Worlds. Championship Sunday. Someone had asked earlier in the chat, what is the series layout for that winter final, if I'm not mistaken, because we want to look at FaZe Shopify. I have that for you. The winner's final is going to be Oddball Recharge to kick things off. Then we're going to go to Origin Slayer. Game 3 is going to be CTF on Aquarius. Game 4, if we need to get there, will be Stronghold's Live Fire. And if needed, Game 5 will be a Slayer on Recharge.
2 recharges in the same series, huh?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Kind of weird.
Interesting choice.
Yeah, kind of weird.
But yeah, looking at that grand finals, Stronghold's Lattice, Slayer Live Fire, I believe that's King of the Hill Recharge, Bomb Aquarius, Slayer Solitude, Capture the Flag Forbidden, and Slayer Streets. I don't know if that is Optic Shopify there. That could be really back and forth.
Yep. And I also saw somebody in the chat like say that Optic need to clean up their Slayers and whatnot. But that's the thing, is that those have gotten better. Like, those have genuinely gotten better between SLC and now. Obviously not perfect, don't get me wrong, but they have won some of them. I went back on the stream and saw you mention the Gunny situation. I can confirm hands were thrown from actual footage. Yeah, Reese, we watched the footage. We know.
Well, I'm curious if it was more than what we saw in the footage.
That's a good question.
The footage didn't look horrible. Like a couple of hands kind of flopping at each other, right?
Who knows? Are there many other options for maps modes left? We got what we got, you know? It's really all we got. So those are your series layouts for winners, final, and grand finals. And then in case anybody was curious, I do have as well the series layouts for the rest of the losers bracket. So the loser semifinal, which should be Optic SSG, is going to be Recharge King of the Hill, Solitude Slayer, Oddball Live Fire. That's an Optic staple right there.
Mm-hmm.
CTF on Aquarius. And if we need to on Game 5, it'll be Slayer on Origin. Bring back the Pit CTF. I would love that. I would love that. Show the bracket, please. Absolutely. Thank you for asking. Thank you for being so polite about it. I would love to. Let me just make this shit full screen. Actually, you know what? I'll do the HCS graphic that they have. I think that's better easily understood here. Boom. There you go. There you go, Bike Messenger. Oh, he said hurry up. Okay, well, whoa. Just for that, you know what? You get to see us again. Fuck you. I'm just kidding. There you go. So yeah, Optic getting to the space station spot, they had to go through LG, they had to go through Akave, and they had to go through TSM. It was a 3-1, 3-0, and 3-0. So we'll see if any trends continue there. Then yeah. SSG.
Josh, I had...
Go ahead.
Oh, go.
Nope,
go ahead,
please. Please.
I was going to say I had one more point I wanted to talk about overall event stuff.
Please.
As we're getting down to it here. Camo. We talked about it ad nauseum pre-event, 45 seconds. We thought it's going to make a bigger impact. The only thing, the main thing I've been seeing is the game has slowed down a ton.
Yeah.
When that camo gets picked up. Teams are playing it much more safe. It seems like they're trying to waste some of that camo time and kind of make that camo player make a play and reveal themselves. I was curious on what your thoughts. Seeing it in action, we have the bulk of the matches completed. How do you feel about the camo being 45 seconds now watching this event?
Yep. I agree. I think it slows the game down too much. The teams are playing very passively, trying to make sure they're not giving up positions or not giving up a dumb kill or a dumb death or what I mean. I think it's too strong. I think it lasts too long. I think that they tried fixing a non-existent problem, and as a result, they made a bigger problem. I reflect on this all the time. When they were on the stage talking about this, where they made the announcement that this is what was going to happen, where they were increase the timer because they wanted to provide opportunities for players to make big plays, like make more than one big play. Like, they've already had the time necessary to make more than one big play. And now you just exacerbated the issue by making it that much fucking longer. I guess if I were to attempt to like spin this into a positive, Will, dare I say, it makes it way more important on the map.
That it does, yeah.
So you have bigger opportunities for really monumental fights on the map to get it. But I just think it lasts way too fucking long. Yes, the argument could be made that because they weren't able to change how hard it is to find the person, you could, I guess, say that, well, at least you could still find the person as easily and kill them. But like at the same time, this, like, they were trying to fix a non-existent problem, and by doing so, they made a bigger problem.
Yeah, like I said, the game, I've just noticed the game slowing down, getting closer to time on a lot more series with camo involved.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know, like, love a 49 Slayer when things slow down.
Yeah.
But when it's consistently happening throughout the game and like the momentum just keeps start and stop, you know, because of the camo, it just throws off. And like, I don't know if it's just because I'm used to the way a game flows or if people are actually liking this kind of flow of a game with the camo change.
Reese, you give off that vibe. They say I like the camo change. You give off that vibe. Here's an observation that I've made with the camo change in this event. I feel like a lot more camo players are being observant, where you're trying to gather information. You're trying to call out where enemies are. You're not overexposing yourself. You're not shooting unless you already have somebody that's down shields or whatever that's in your line of sight.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm seeing that a lot more because of how long it is.
The radar.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because of how long it lasts, where this player can just fucking roam for an extended period of time, gather that information, you know, yeah. That's an observation that I've made.
Oh, fair enough.
Continuing on here, Will. Have some other notable moments for you here, Will. Walshy posted a picture on Twitter. And for the newbies out there, you may not know who this individual is, but Saiyan, one of the greatest OG Halo players of all time, was at Charlotte. Now, people may think, oh, Saiyan, you mean like Tommy Lucid? Is that who you're talking about? No. This was Saiyan before Tommy's Saiyan. This is OG Saiyan. And he was incredible. And Walshy, like, they took pictures together. It was just a really kind of surreal moment where, like, they used to team together so fucking long ago, and now in 2025 of all years, like, at Charlotte of all places, one of these moments happened. It's like, fuck, it's crazy.
I'm sure it was a big nostalgia kick for the old heads, right?
Absolutely. Just a really fucking cool thing. And again, I feel like we need to reiterate this as well, where
yes,
making Halo esports history, coming from the open bracket, beating Optic in pools and taking first in that pool. And then additionally, and Akave making Halo esports history, both placing top 8 for the first time at a major. This marks the very first time for a LATAM team and Australia-New Zealand team to do so. Huge congratulations to them. Holy fucking shit. But Will, there was one other team that I'd like to call out here as well. Legion Gaming. Gunny's squad. Their very first time making pool play. These players' very first time making pool play. But it didn't stop there because they also qualified for Worlds. Speaking of qualifying for Worlds, your Last Chance Qualifier took place. Will, this might sting a little bit because you're wearing the jersey.
I know. Just hit me with it.
Unreal Nightmare took a 3-1 series over LG in North America to qualify. Majin took a 3-2 series against Lies to qualify. SWAT LATAM took a 3-2 series against Dark Inside to qualify for Worlds.
Yep. Hey, the boys went down fight and brought it to a game 5. Didn't go our way. What can you do?
What can you do?
Yep. It does sting a little bit. Really had a lot of faith in that team. Loved what I was seeing out of them, but at the end of the day, it wasn't in the cards. So we move on.
That means that the teams that qualified for Worlds from the Last Chance Qualifier are going to be Legion Gaming, who defeated Kraken Esports, Unreal Nightmare, who defeated LG in North America, SWAT LATAM, who defeated Dark Inside, and Majin, who defeated Lies. Which means, ladies and gentlemen, your teams that have qualified for Worlds. Your Charlotte top 8. Now, obviously, we don't have a winner yet for Charlotte, but the top 8 are there. Okay? These are the teams that automatically qualify based off of placing within the top 8 for Charlotte. That includes Shopify, Optic, FaZe, SSG, Envy, TSM, Mindfreak, and Akave. The teams that qualified from HCS points include LG, Omit, Complexity, and Cloud9. And finally, again, the teams that have qualified from the Last Chance Qualifier include Legion Gaming, Unreal Nightmare, SWAT LATAM, and Majin. Those are your teams that have qualified for the Halo World Championship 2020 VET. And I'm really, really fucking excited to see what these teams are able to do. Put more of this work in. Teams sticking over here in the States. Putting the work in before the main event. Fucking love to see it.
Yeah, this tournament, the storylines coming from it, it just gets me so hyped for Worlds, man. It's the last one. These teams are going to go into battle. They're just getting closer and closer in competition. It's going to be a damn good event.
Can't fucking wait, man. I think Radnade hit the nail on the head here too. Also, welcome back. He says, so many good games and storylines. Overall, best major this year to date and not even Sunday. Rad, in terms of a gameplay perspective, yeah. I think this is absolutely the best major we've had. Upset after upset, history after history being made. A lot of game fives, a lot of heartbreaking game fives, right? A lot of people being shut up. A lot of lessons learned. Just a great, great fucking event. And then Rad also goes on to say, and shout out to LVT, insane how much better than Halo HCS Red and Blue. I want to give a shout out to LVT as well, because one of the things that I really appreciated was the fact that, especially during the end of today, like more so towards the end of today, where you had the LCQ matches taking place and you had like the remainder of like the losers bracket matches taking place till the end of the day. When a game was done, not a series, when a game was done, right? No hesitation, just immediately move to the next one. And they would lock the fuck in and immediately kick off from wherever that game was. Just really cool to see, like, and I know that they're a small team. Like they're working around the clock to make sure these things are happening. And just the way that they're able to go. You're in a last chance qualifier series. That game 2 ends. You're on to losers bracket, whatever. It's game 3 and you're locked in, ready to go. It was so seamless from a spectator standpoint. So yeah, huge shout out to them and all that they're doing. Fuck yeah. Xerxes says sold out Halo Land's going to be great. I really hope, man. I really hope so. Have a great night, Justin.
The only thing I'm worried about with the World's ticket situation is please have enough chairs for main stage.
Oh,
please.
Dude, yes. Yes.
Was it last year, Josh, where there was people sitting off to the side on the ground? Or was that 23?
Oh, fuck, dude.
I think for sure 23, there was people sitting on the floor watching grand finals.
Yeah, I forgot, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, hopefully they're able to figure that out, because they've released 2 additional rounds of tickets. And for those that missed out, it's over. Like, there's no more. This is it. There's no tickets going to be sold at the door either. So if you got one, awesome. If you didn't, I'm sorry. But yeah, I really hope so as well. I hope that they're able to accommodate everybody. I have no real doubt that they can. It's just, just the expectations, right? This is the World Championship. Like the majority of effort goes into this event.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, hopefully they have all the seats necessary. And hopefully it's a fucking banger. And also, please, for the love of fucking God, if you are attending, wear deodorant. And here's like the best part, right? Is like you can bring it in the venue. You know what I mean? Like, just get
a little like spray bottle and like just reapply.
Right. Or a stick, whatever you prefer. Just bring it to the venue. Have it in your pocket, have it in your bag, whatever. Just bring it with. It's great. Please, for the love of God. Holy shit, man. Will, last thing I guess here is, where is it? Found it. Ladies and gentlemen, let's talk about the schedule for tomorrow. Your Championship Sunday. Pre-show at 11:40 a.m. Eastern Time. Your losers semifinal, Optic going up against Space Station, will be at noon Eastern. Okay? Noon Eastern. your winner's final, which will be Shopify Rebellion going up against FaZe, will be at 1:30 Eastern. Obviously, give or take however much time, depending upon however long the fucking other series takes. Your Elim final, around 3 p.m. Eastern, and grand final, slated for around 4:30 Eastern. God fucking damn it. It's going to be hopefully an incredible day. Look at Eco in that picture, Will. That man, he ain't looking at the camera. I just going to throw that out. He ain't fucking looking at the camera at all. Jeez.
He's got the hood on, head down. He's ready.
He's fucking locked. He's locked and cocked, you know? Rad says, the deodorant, set up a deodorant booth, profit. Yo, imagine.
Yeah.
You know, Will, this is what we need to do. Just like,
idea?
What's up?
Is this a business idea right now?
Yes. So you know how Swole Daddy went up to Lucid and found out what pomade he uses?
Yeah.
We need to go up to the pros and find out what deodorant, what cologne they're using. Okay, and then we'll have our booth smell like the pros. And we'll have the whole line. We'll have lines of the deodorant that they use. Oh, this is the Lucid line. Oh, this is the Druck line. Oh, this is the Bound line. But don't worry, it's not his hair care products.
True. Oh.
Oh my God. This will probably get lost in the comments, but sometimes when I'm home alone, I like to go out in my garden and cover myself with dirt and pretend I'm a carrot. I feel like that comment was intentional. I feel like Briggs starts that comment off with, this will probably get lost in the comments, triggering me to look at it and be like, no, I don't want that to get lost in the comments. We got to make sure we highlight that. I got to make sure this individual's heard. And then he goes on this fucking weird ass statement of fucking rubbing dirt on himself and pretending he's a carrot. You know what's great, Will? Tootsie Rolls. Those are pretty great.
Love a good Tootsie Roll.
I love fucking Tootsie Rolls, dude. The skinny long ones, the short fat ones, love fucking Tootsie Rolls.
Tootsie Rolls at Worlds confirmed.
Oh man, Tootsie Worlds.
Ooh.
Whew. All right. Will, is there anything you want to add before we close things out for tonight?
No, we hit all the topics I had listed.
Fuck yeah, dude. Chat. I hope you guys had a great fucking night. I hope you guys enjoyed the Halo that was shown today. And I hope you guys are looking forward to an amazing day tomorrow. Regardless of who wins or loses. Because like today happened, predictions be damned. Like, this is the shit that we live for. We couldn't have asked for a better day of Halo being played. So, fuck, man. Ladies and gentlemen. Oh, Will, go ahead. What were you going to say?
Oh, I was just say, yeah. Agree. Gameplay was amazing. Love shakeups in the bracket and seeing things just go a little differently. I mean, Optic going through losers again. We'll see if they can make the magic happen tomorrow. See what FaZe bring to Shopify. If SSG can take it to Optic, it's going to be a good championship Sunday.
Oh, it's going to be amazing. And, God damn it. There's a tweet here. There's a tweet here I want to leave everybody with. And again, we do predictions because we find them fun to do. Okay, we have nothing riding on them. But Will, one of the things I love the most about this scene, right, and about this game particularly, and how team oriented it is. I love storylines. I fucking love storylines. I love when history is made. I love when we have new things, new fresh things to talk about in this scene, right? It was unheard of. It had never happened before where a team would go from losers round 1 to winning the entire event. In Halo esports history, SSG does it for the very first time last year. Bound and Legend join Formal and Renegade on this Optic roster, and they do it back-to-back at Arlington and Dallas. Shopify then come up to the plate, and they're like, no, motherfuckers, it's our turn. But we don't need to do it through the losers bracket. We've put in the work. We have the teamwork. We're going to win it like you normally do. And they win SLC. They win the LVT LAN, which Will and I were 100% correct on. Shout out. And now we're at the last major for the Infinite era. We have a Shopify that looked damn near unstoppable in the exact same place that they were before. One game away. One series away from grand finals again. And we have that Optic again. I'm not saying that they feel the same as what they were in Arlington and Dallas, because I don't think they are. But they've gotten better throughout the weekend. And we know a Sunday is different than a Friday and a Saturday. And Optic are starting in losers round 1 yet again. Legend put out a tweet shortly after the matches had finished today. And Legend stated the following. We've been only winning one way all year. Could be a sign. See you tomorrow. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll see you tomorrow. Because yes, we'll be here for the after party once again. Thank you all for joining us. We'll see you tomorrow once the matches have concluded. Get ready for a banger of a fucking Sunday. Until then. Bye-bye.